Okay. Uh, okay. Uh, I've I've got another device here, and I'm trying to get the sound down. Uh, uh, don't know if I can get that to work. Okay. Uh, was recommended that logging in on another device to just get a sense of what the delays are in the system. We've got uh, 20 uh, 23 students registered for the class. I was able to load up all but one of them, Erica Kutzwawe or something like that. Uh, and still got a few more joining. Uh, well, I can get started with how I usually proceed on this. I usually start with talking over some PowerPoint, and we can run the class that way. Most of you I can recognize um, and put their names to go through attendance for the class. So let's go to a share screen and share, and we can go to PowerPoint and slideshow and slideshow from the beginning. And I can hide a few things. Add the floating meeting controls and begin. So this is He Sapa that He Sapa Center class for SoSci 313. And the book we use is called Straightforward Statistics. Guess we can escape and can stop the share. And in case you haven't ordered a book yet, it looks like this. Okay. with some bicyclists on the bottom. I don't know why they use that for straightforward statistics, because that's a velodrome, a special track for riding bicycles, which has it's an oval with curves in it. So these folks are just heading into a curve after another curve. Anyway, it's where we are now. Used the book before. Che-Chen Bowen gives a little bit of introduction about herself in there. She likes cats. She teaches at Cleveland State. She likes to work. Likes to go to court to defend people's rights using statistics. So that's kind of exciting. And my name's Frank Matejcik. And we can see, see, I see who's, based on who's here, I can go mark this list. Stop the share. And Megan's here. Okay, got a nod on that. And I remember Megan, maybe here. Megan's here. And, oh, wrong spot. I do have an eraser for things that are right only. Megan's here, and we can guess I can I'm gonna do this. Okay. Minimize that. Maybe I should just get a pencil and paper and write down the names, and then we can talk them through as I work something. Megan. Megan's there. Ziminga is here. Felicia. Bull Bear. We actually have two people named Jermaine in the class. So Jermaine, you're going to have to tell me which one.
Good evening. My name's Jermaine Red Cloud Gagne.
Yeah, and what was that again?
My name's Jermaine Red Cloud Gagne.
Red Cloud Gagne. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Terry Haskell. Brad Kepler. Victoria. That's my other screen. And Brittany. And I can go, oh, Samantha, well, there are a few people I have missed along the way, sort of fading in. Oh, okay, I finished after Jermaine. So, Kaylee.
I'm here.
Yeah, I see that. Tamara King.
Yep, I'm here.
We had two people with the last name King in the class.
Yeah.
And that's Stephen Whitecloud in the lab there. Okay. Samantha Puckett.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I see that. Okay, go mark up my sheet. Start share, screen, share, PowerPoint, and let's see. You can mark a few of those attending on this last page even. From current slide. And the pen, defaults red. Stephen is here. Zeminga is here. And on this page, Tamara King, Tiffany King, Erica's not here. Don't see Christina Payne. Megan's here. Kaylee is here. Victoria Phelps is here. Oh, we have two Victorias. Is it Victoria Phelps or Victoria Pena?
I'm Victoria Pena.
Victoria Pena, okay. And Brittany Portney. And Samantha Puckett's there. And down. Oh, it's up. Don't see Joseph Blackcrow nor Camelia Briggs. Felicia Bullbear is there. Ryan Charging Cloud, don't see. Jermaine is here. Terry Haskell is here. We don't see Eleanor Hornbeck. Joelle, Janice, Jermaine Jones not there. Brad Keckler is here. And I think that's it. Is that everybody? Is he logged in? There is a question in the class about when we went to the online things back in the spring. A lot of people were using phones, and that and I was discussing this with some of the regular faculty and administrators, and they were saying that now everybody has access to a computer, and you can teach a statistics class with a computer. That's a situation isn't always quite true. Maybe, I just wanted to verify what we go through here. Felicia, are you on a computer now?
Yeah.
Okay. And you have it's a regular computer. Is it a Chromebook or just a what's that?
I got it from the college.
Okay. From college. Okay, so they're not given. It has regular features. Jermaine, do you have a computer available to you?
I'm currently, I have the Zoom app downloaded onto the iPhone that was issued by OLC last semester. So that's what I'm
Zoom,
sitting on now.
Zoom
Yeah,
on
is that.
phone.
Yeah. And
Do you
then
have
I was
do you
issued.
have app? Okay,
But,
go ahead.
well, I was issued a laptop, but they didn't get back from wherever they're from yet. So I didn't get a call from the college, but I'm supposed to get a laptop.
Okay, so you're waiting for a laptop.
Yeah.
Okay. Terry, what's your tech situation here?
I am on my personal iPad.
On an iPad?
Yeah.
Do you have access to a computer?
Yeah, I have a laptop right next to me.
Okay, you have a laptop.
Yeah.
Does the camera and the microphone work well?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. All right, so it's just your preference to be on an iPad now.
Yeah, my laptop's dead, so I just got an iPad.
Dead meaning it needs to be recharged?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's plugged in right.
Okay, it needs to be recharged. Okay, that's
Yeah.
All right, because dead could be non-functioning to some folks. So, okay. And Janice, I think you sent me an email saying that you have a computer.
Yes, I have a laptop.
Okay, I have a laptop. Brad, what's your tech situation?
I am on my laptop.
On a laptop.
Yep.
And it's a usual Windows type laptop?
Yeah, it's an HP laptop.
Okay. Tamara, what's your tech situation there? Are you on a phone or a laptop?
I'm on a laptop.
On a laptop.
It's my son's, but I'm using it. So,
Okay, so you can use it for the course though.
yeah,
Okay.
hopefully. If he doesn't take it away from me.
All right. All right. Yeah. We'll have to make sure your relationship with your son works well.
I know.
Megan,
I'm on a laptop.
yeah, on a laptop.
Yeah.
Kaylee, are you on
I'm on a regular laptop from the school.
a school laptop? Victoria, laptop or phone?
I'm on the phone.
On a phone?
Mhm.
Okay. Do you have access to a laptop?
I do have access to laptop as
Okay.
well.
Okay. Access to a laptop. All right. Brittany, same questions about your tech situation? Okay, we'll have to check to see if come back a little later. She might have stepped away. Samantha,
Yeah,
you want to?
I have my own personal laptop.
Okay, personal laptop. Do you have Excel on your laptop?
Yeah, I do. Yes.
Okay, all right. And Stephen, looks like you're in the school lab. Do you have a microphone there? Oh, we got some chat messages. Okay. Okay. All right. So, okay. So library, computer, must chat. Okay. So, hi, Hila, Zaminga. I don't quite know if I got any of that pronounced right. I'm willing to try again though, if you'd like.
My name is Shahila,
Okay.
and you can call me Shah.
Shah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have my own personal HP laptop that I am going to be using.
Okay. Shah. And does that have Excel on it?
No, but I can download it.
Okay. Okay, you have you have the legal ability to do that then?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I can get Excel. Laptop can get Excel.
Does it matter what year Excel? Because I think I have an old version on my computer.
The way we'll use Excel in this class, you can get by with an old version.
Okay.
Laptop can get Excel. Okay, page up. And we're missing Brittany, do you want to share what tech you have, or can stop my share and see if she's still around? Apparently not. Okay, so she's not answering questions at this moment. So share screen and what do we got? Got a number of people in here, and so we don't have everybody logged in yet. A lot of times in the beginning of the class, I'd like to do some personal intros to see who would like to do that. And I think for personal intros,
let's see, am I still here? Yeah, okay. I had selected the wrong microphone. Why don't we, for personal intros, I guess I usually like to start. This is my night job. My day job is teaching at the School of Mines. So I've been here living in Rapid since '93. I'll turn 64 in December, and I have 2 children and 1 grandchild, and I'm married now. As far as like career objectives, I'm thinking about retiring and just not doing regular 4-pay work for a while. That's
It's on Zoom.
sounds good. Okay. Now, when it comes to talking in front of groups, it's a little better if you can practice and with some small folks, small groups. We have the ability to do. Let's see, any T King. That's Tiffany. Okay. And Jermaine, Jermaine Jones. Go back and uh, and ask some questions and mark you here.
I reckon you want a kiss? Kissing would be nice, yes.
Okay. Tiffany, we can mark you here. Are you on a laptop or phone?
I'm on my phone.
On phone? Okay.
Yeah, I had trouble logging in on a laptop.
Okay, but you have one?
Yeah.
Okay. And you have a laptop. And does it have Excel?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Let's see. Who else? The other Jermaine. Jermaine Jones.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you on a laptop?
Yes.
Okay. And does it have Excel?
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Don't see anybody else new. So I can get back to what I was saying. Like doing let's see. Like to have students sort of introduce themselves to the class, but it's usually better if you do it in a smaller group to talk and practice what you feel comfortable saying and maybe so do that. So we have this breakout groups feature, and I'd like to set you guys up in that. So practice your introduction to your class, anything you'd like to say, things about your family life, your career ambitions, your current work, your interest in the class, your hobbies are fine too. So and if you can't talk real easily, you can maybe do some stuff in chat to set things up. Okay, so we'll set the breakout rooms and we'll use maybe 5 breakout rooms. Maybe 6. 6 might be better. And we'll create the rooms and we'll give you maybe 3 minutes to practice your introduction for the class.
Hey, what's up, Frank? I just now joined the meeting.
Okay.
I was
Okay. We were having some breakout groups to practice talking about introducing yourself to class. So you'll have to do it a little more cold than others if you want to do the introduction. But I can mark you here, and I've got a question. What kind of technology are you using? Are you on a phone or a laptop?
I'm on the laptop that OLC provided.
Okay, so it's an OLC laptop. Okay. Let's see. And okay, we can. Okay. Well, we'll close the breakout rooms. Um, okay, the breakout rooms are closed now. Anybody up for introduction to the whole group?
I'll go first.
Okay.
My name is Jermaine Jones. I am from the Cheyenne River campus here in Eagle Butte. I am on my 5th year. I have 3 semesters and I'll be done with my bachelor's in business administration and business management. I am a mother to an 8-year-old boy. I've married to my husband for 6 years now, and I work at IHS here in Eagle Butte in the business office, but what I actually aspire to work in is HR. Like I said, the breakout room, not necessarily in the government, but I just really like HR in general. I'm not too familiar with stats. I've had a little bit in my other classes, but right now I'm kind of just taking it because it's a core requirement for my degree.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Well, welcome to the class. This distance service is quite a convenience for you. Driving in from Eagle Butte would be kind of difficult, wouldn't it?
It made it a lot easier to pick my classes this semester.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else up for introduction?
I'll go.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. My name's Brad Keckler. I'm from the Cheyenne River campus. I'm majoring in social work, chemical dependency. This is the start of my 3rd year. I have 2 boys, 5 and 1. I was a meth addict for 14 years. I've been clean for 2. I guess I just kind of want to help people that have gone down the same path as me, maybe they don't have to stay on that road as long. I don't know. Also want to show my boys a different side. Don't want them to see that side of me. So I figured this path would be a good way to prevent relapse or going back down that path. So yeah, glad to be here.
Okay, well, you're welcome to the class.
I'll go.
Okay.
My name's Tamara King. I'm enrolled with the Oglala Sioux tribe on my dad's side. My mom is actually a Washoe native from Nevada. I'm going for my bachelor's in social work. I have gone off and on for quite some time now. So I'm hoping to continue this time and get my bachelor's. I have 2 kids and I'm married. Me and my husband have been together for like 22 years, I think, maybe 23. Live in Rapid City. Yeah, I know. But yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thanks.
Okay. Welcome.
I'll go, Frank. If you
Okay.
don't mind.
Sure.
Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Jermaine Red Cloud Gonier. I'm a member of the Oglala Sioux tribe. I have been in school since 2010. I dropped out of high school. I went back and got my GED back in 2008. Then I walked into OLC and must have fell in love with the place because I've been there ever since. I received my first AA in 2015 in office management. Then I received my second AA this past spring. I was one of the ones that graduated during this pandemic. So that was quite interesting to have graduated over Zoom. Like I told the girls in my breakout, I said, I was so shook up and so feeling everything at once. In the end, I even blew a kiss out to the people. So that was pretty crazy for me. I worked down to Red Cloud Indian School. I'm an accountant there. Prior to that, I worked for the tribe in 3 different areas. And then I worked at the casino, Prairie Wind Casino, for 10 years. I have numerous children. My sister said I have so many children. I'm like the old lady in the shoe that had so many children. She didn't know what to do.
Okay.
So, yeah, so too much to mention. I've been with my partner in life, my support for 29 years. I counted them. Gee, I said, pretty soon we're going to start looking like each other, I told him. So this go around, I'm pursuing my bachelor. Well, I always had a short-term and a long-term educational goal. So when I received my AA, I decided I'm gonna go for another AA in tribal law. I'm working on that right along with working on my bachelor degree in business management. After this semester, I have 5 more classes and I'll have my bachelor degree. My support system always says to keep going because one of them, he took 12 years to get his bachelor's. So I told him, I'm gonna be right behind you, I said. With that, I guess I'm excited, kind of a little worried because usually I make friends, like 2 or 3 within my class, and then we help each other as we're going through. And I'm like, how am I gonna do that this semester, you know? But anyway, I'm going to give it my best and keep on chomping away till I receive that degree. With that, I wish everyone a great semester.
Okay, thank you.
I'll go next. My name is Samantha Puckett. I'm originally from Kyle, South Dakota, but I live here in Box Elder. My significant other is in the Air Force. I have 2 stepdaughters and a son of my own, and I'm currently expecting. I'm a full-time tech. I work at the Black Hills Surgical Hospital. And I'm going for my BSW in social work. And I'm happy to be in this class.
Okay. Okay, so you live close enough or work close enough that you could drive into class, but being you're pregnant, it's easier.
Pretty much.
You can get yourself a little better situated.
Right.
So what'll happen first? Will we end the class or will the baby come?
I should end the class before that.
Oh, okay. I have had some people give birth during class and then come back for the final a few days later. And it's like, wow, that's pretty dedicated. Okay, anybody else up for talking?
I can.
Okay.
My name's Kaylee. I live in Rapid. I currently work at Lutheran Social Services at a unit called Arise Youth Center. I have one kid that I'm going to be homeschooling this year due to the virus. And I'm a junior going for my bachelor's in social work.
Okay.
I'll go next.
Okay.
I'm from Eagle Butte. I have one daughter. I'm in my last year of undergrad for my business, my bachelor's in business. I work in the ER part of the hospital and do volunteer firefighting. And after I get my degree, I've gone on enlisting in the Navy.
Oh, okay. You have plans as to what you're going to do in the Navy?
I want to go into nursing after, so I'll probably
okay.
continue going.
Okay.
I'll go.
Okay.
My name is Megan Martin. I'm 45 and I'd gotten my AAS degree in community health nutrition from United Tribes Technical College in Bismarck. I got accepted to SDSU, but because of the coronavirus and all that, I decided not to go. I had a kidney transplant in 2006, so that's one of the main reasons. And I'm hoping to take classes online at SDSU this spring.
Okay. There's a guy I know who works at United Tribes, math teacher. His name is slipping my mind now. He's from the Philippines. Maybe it didn't pass your way.
I don't think I took his class. It was somebody else.
Okay. Let's see. Anybody else up for introduction?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Tiffany King. I'm 43 from Kyle, South Dakota, but living here in Rapid City. I have taken your class before, Frank. Good to see you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was in statistics, so.
Same book or other book?
I think it's the other one. I'm not sure. I didn't quite get a look at it yet because they didn't deliver my book yet.
Okay, I can hold up the book and see if you.
Oh yeah, yep. Yeah, I have that one. Yep.
Okay. Let's see if things work out well for you this time.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else up for talking?
Yeah, I'll say. My name is Victoria, and I'm going for my bachelor's in social work. Kind of nervous to take statistics, but then I'm open-minded to it. So yeah, I'm from Rapid. I have 2 boys, and I don't know. That's it.
Okay. Is that everybody who wants to introduce themselves? Okay, maybe we can go on with things then. See, I haven't shown you my stuff. The personal intros, maybe talk through the syllabus. So back to share. And I did email the syllabus, and it is in up also in virtual campus Moodle, but I'm not so sure if it's available to if the virtual campus works for you guys yet. So we can talk over what's in the syllabus. So this is yeah, okay. View. Does it have can I get a little wider? Yeah, that's the text width. Most of you are on a computer, so it's probably pretty readable. This class is administered through the He Sapa Center, which is the Rapid City branch. So if you have some problems with registration, you kind of go through that office, and that's another way to complain complain about me. I guess there are other ways. The course supervisor is Maggie Ross in social science humanities, or humanities social sciences, and Kim Betayun is her boss. So that's the hierarchy of who you can have if, to get support. Of course, you all have your counselors too. And we'll meet Mondays 5 to 8, but I'll be on at 4 p.m. to answer some questions. It's my home phone and cell phone. The cell phone is what I've got as my other login. Will instead of office hours, that's why I'll be online at 4 to answer your questions. Some people stay on after the class to answer questions, but when it gets to being around 8 o'clock at night, it gets a little difficult. The textbook is straightforward statistics by and the Chien Chien Chen Bowen. So with a Chinese first name and a English last name, you you might guess that the Bowen might be her husband's name. Anyway, there's a companion website which is very useful. It has some practice drills. It has some videos in it, so you can get some descriptions in it. What do you'll need? You'll need some material for taking notes, computer access, and have to use Excel and some Zoom access. We'll do plan on using Excel in the class. The nature of the class is, although the course coordinator Margaret Ross generally asks for a statistics calculator. If you have any spreadsheet at all, it's probably easier to use. The vision statement for the department: produce graduates become leaders in their chosen field and help rebuild the Lakota Nation through education. Humanities and social science mission statement. Ensuring students have an opportunity to learn key work skills and integrating in the cultural aspects of, and I don't know Lakota, and that's difficult for me. So written skills, communication skills, ability to think critically, and general knowledge of social science content areas, humanities. What do we go over in the class? The course covers basic statistical principles and techniques, some of which are specifically used in social sciences. I think if you look at everything in this book, you'll find the same statistical topics covered in engineering stats books. So each of those techniques, regression analysis and chi-squared analysis, we'll see. We won't really do research design. May further on have some assignments that have you do some writing. So we'll have you crunch some numbers, and this book doesn't have much on interpreting real world social science publications. So the course assumes you haven't had a statistics course before. These are some things that social scientists work with: household income, disease frequencies, archaeological sites, people's opinions. well, physical sciences sometimes have small sample sizes too, but we tend to more often break things and have some specialties with regard to that. Outcome alignment, read this on your own of what we're trying to do. What will we do? The course will be taught through Zoom and the virtual campus learning platforms. We'll regularly meet 5 to 8. Sometimes we'll get out early. That 5 to 8 time period is a Carnegie hour, 3 hours. So if we work straight through, we could finish justifiably at 7:30. If we were to take breaks, 2 10-minute breaks, we could stay around till 10 minutes to 8. With Zoom setup, it's easy enough for people to get up and we'll have the class. We're recording the class. I believe so. Let's see. Yeah, we're still recording. To virtual class or virtual campus. We've got some times on the quizzes. Well, we talk here about a community way of life. Margaret Ross, who's the coordinator for the class, says that when she teaches the class that this might be the hardest class you'll ever take, or likely. Not quite sure that would be something I would say very readily, because some people have a very strong background coming into the class. They've already had a statistics class. However, for some reason, it didn't transfer here, and this class is somewhat of a review. Other people have natural inclination and practice with math.
What about if they've never had statistics before? This is the first.
If you have if you're comfortable with math, it can be easier. If you're not comfortable with math and haven't had statistics before, you're likely to have to spend a lot of time in the class. Have had many people pass and go forward who were in that situation though. So it's not a futile effort. Okay. We'll probably be using Excel in the class, although I might do some things in Google Sheets, particularly if someone doesn't have access to Excel. There are reasons for using Excel. It's pretty friendly and you can use it other places. I heard a discussion of what you should do for calculation aids in various classes among statistics teachers. And in business school, they often like teaching the statistics class in Excel because they have it available to use in other disciplines. So idea is there that they would learn some Excel as well as statistics, and it would help them go on further. We'd like people to attend the class and not miss. It is important to keep up with this class. It'll be challenging, maybe more challenging than many of your other ones. So keeping up is important. I'm not running participation grades in the class. I have a little hard time seeing how that would be evaluated. However, I don't think it's a bad idea. Okay. There is a quiz on Virtual Campus already. Oh, I was supposed to link Virtual Campus course here, but I didn't yet. I can update this, but I can show you how to get there today. And I probably should get rid of those 2 periods. Are we? What we'll have will grade you mostly on homework, quizzes, and 3 exams. And those percentages don't work out right. I guess I can change those right away. 50, 40. Okay, I can save that. And there is a chance I might be more generous in some cases. So most weeks there'll be in-class / homework assignments, and they'll be, except for week 8 and 15, because we'll have some exams. Last class will just be a take-home exam, which is what our exams will be here. They'll be all take home, and you'll have about a week to work on those. So you can work with other students if you can get in touch. You can also, but you have to submit individual assignments. The assignments will be submitted by uploading things to Virtual Campus Moodle. Moodle's a software that we use. Virtual Campus is what we declare our learning management system. There are competitor software to it, and OLC wants to put another name on it in case they change that software. It's take home, so we can't keep you from the computer. So this is out of date. And some big stuff about OLC policies. And many of you have seen this before. Attendance is a big thing here. Yeah. The usual rule is if you miss 5 classes, you can't finish the class. If you if you miss 5 classes, you can't finish the class. If you miss 3 in a row, you can't finish the class. It is possible for the instructor to be a little more generous. At one time, 5 total absences was just a clear automatic drop, and that's all that could be done. We have a early alert system. If instructor sees that students have not been involved with the class or having difficulties, we can have the counselors contact you to see what kinds of things might be helpful. So you can get in trouble with the computer here if you misuse it. And some of this was, I marked up what Margaret Ross had. So it's helpful to come to class prepared. If you get a chance to read over the book before you come to class, even if you struggle with understanding some of the stuff, becoming familiar with the terms, the goals of the presentation, and okay. we'd like you to be on a laptop in class because we'll likely be doing some work in Excel, and you can work through that during class. Okay, there's a quiz and some exercise problems on virtual campus site. The quiz you complete online. The the exercises you have to upload, and there's some instructions there. Being it's take home, this I didn't clean up. You don't really need a calculator. If you have some mechanism for taking notes, that's good. And I really won't be able to check on the. And these are the topics. They match with the chapters. Now, there is something that I was surprised to see from Margaret Ross's notes. We'll do an exam before the midterm early on. It is kind of a good idea. Many times students don't get serious with the class before, or before a first exam. So having a little earlier forces students to catch up a little faster. And honestly, it's a good place in the course to have an exam after chapter 4 there. Okay, most of these are terms that we need to describe, and we'll have a second exam on October. I guess there's something else to mention. Some of you might be new to OLC, tend not to do much with holidays. So we'll go through and we'll have class on Labor Day. So 2 weeks from today, we'll have class. And then another class October 26th. And the final exam will be due then November 30th. Okay. I didn't clean up this. Margaret Ross uses Google Forms for checking in and verifying class attendance. I haven't got to using Google Forms yet, and I'll use some other means to allow people. We'll do check to see if people are here. Okay, we'll use student handbook. right? Talk through syllabus, demo some of the things in virtual campus and Zanzibar, right? We can see how to get to things in virtual campus. And well, as you can see, I like Google Chrome. You can use another browser if you like to get to these places. And we start off by going to olc.edu. And to get to Zanzibar and virtual campus, they're right there. Zanzibar is here. You'll need to log in, and your courses show up here, and this is this one. And whoa. Oh, it still has my spring stuff. I'll have to get in and change this. I didn't realize some of my spring stuff is still up there. So this is actually wrong. I didn't realize my spring stuff would carry over. Unless this is my spring course. No, it's listed for next event. Huh. Yeah, I didn't think anything would be up there. One thing you do want to do, and we can look for student view. It's the student view. Student view. Yeah, still some old information is there. And I've got to then rebuild this. One thing you want to do then is be able to check attendance, and you then can check to see if you're there, and if I've entered this. I actually have to enter the attendance. Some of you new to OLC might not know that, and you might want to check to see if I missed you, or if you need to do a makeup. So that's important. Okay, so we can here, I can log out of this, and this will take me back to the main menu, I believe. No. Will this take me back? There. Okay. Showing the way around there. Virtual campus is here. And we can change the viewpoint to have some more information. I'm not logged in. I should log in. And the login, no, should maybe make that a little bigger. A few people might be on small screens. So you put your school name here, and then your email password, and then you can log in. And this is a larger screen version, and it gives you a lot of things. So go home. Does it have my courses? Currently, although I'm controlling this class, it isn't showing up for me here. I guess I could make things a little bit more common size. Is that the common size, or is this the common size? Well, you can go through all the classes, but that's kind of a pain. You can go to humanities, social sciences, and expand them and collapse them. And there's quite a bit of those. But on the fourth screen, or the third screen rather, right at the bottom, there's statistics for social sciences, Matejcik, HS. And what view should I have? Profile messages, log out. Switch role to student. So this should look like how it looks. Sometimes there's mistakes. There's course description, course goals, a link to the website for the book, how to submit a tech ticket, a bit of how to overview the class. The syllabus is up there. The PowerPoints I'm working on now are up there. And it's in the wrong spot. Oh, I see. I put it in the wrong place, and I put it up twice. Okay. And the Zoom meeting, if you click on this, it works as a link to get you to the Zoom meeting also. This is where your homework assignment is. And this is where your quiz is. Okay. So, what else do I have? Do you get to see the participants? The student view? So yeah, there's a list of so it looks like a few people have gotten in. Which is good. So at least people can get to it in some manner, besides me. Right. Let's stop the share. Wow, a few of you still around. And looks like it's dinner time and snack time for a few, but As long as I'm not having you talk, I guess that's okay. We'll, oh, maybe I'll look to see somebody else. Okay. Anybody have any questions on finding your way around Genzabar or virtual campus? Now that I have it up, you can get to class list there, I think. But we have had some students successfully log in. Okay. Turn to normal role. And I can log out. So much for that. I've got some more things to clean up. Yes, I can get back to. Well, we're about 4 slides in, and they're 29. So we're gonna have to go a little faster. I know sometimes with the technology, it's difficult to keep up and learn things, but there are people who've actually have done classes over the radio and have had some success. So don't necessarily need to. Okay, got chat message. Okay. Says it have to be added. All right. I can go back to and check to see if you're actually in. I had one student say weren't there. I'll go check to see if we can. Right. Yeah, I guess I missed that one. I think I can add you. Um, okay. All right. There's a student who sent a chat message. Um, and let's see. Okay. So that's what I've been working on here. Verifying that. Oh, I guess I've had this screen share, so you could see that. There's a PowerPoint. And from current slide. Well, title slide from the textbook. And now what is statistics? A general idea of collection, organization, analysis, and interpreters of numerical data. That's one way to look at it. It's very reasonable. I tend to take a little stronger view of what statistics is. It's the science of formally dealing with observations. So a little broader. So data is another word for observations. And used to describe large numerical characteristics. And it emerges as science coming out of social, political, economics, although the physical sciences also have a great deal of interest in statistics. So we ask what kinds of data need to be collected, how much do we need, how should the data be organized, how can we draw conclusions. A concept here that we'll use throughout the course is the difference between a population and a sample. Usually with this population, we use N, cap N, and a lowercase for the sample size. And statisticians, this is used throughout, so that statisticians, even in common conversation, will use this. I've got a story here of something happened to me 17 years ago. Was it 17? Yeah. That's still kind of funny. Well, maybe we can stop the share a while. And I can use my hands then. Tell the story. One time at dinner, my wife in front of the kids, and my wife has two degrees in statistics. And our children were 13 and 10 at the time. And because of a certain event, she says that just goes to show how large N is. Meaning how many times you did this task. Well, she said that so commonly, and she didn't realize that a 13-year-old and a 10-year-old wouldn't know what she meant by N. So this was a circumstance that she thought was very rare. I was riding my bicycle, and I was going down a sidewalk near where I lived. And as I was riding down, this section of sidewalk, there were no crossing roads or anything, so I just looked straight ahead, and there were no pedestrians and no other bicycles on the sidewalk. But out of the corner of my eye, on my left, I saw that the cars were stopping. And then on the other side of the road, they were stopping too. And I couldn't quite figure out why. And then I realized, I'm guessing 60, 80 feet in front of me, a deer crossed the road. And I guess that was the reason why. And then I had a second thought while I was going along. And the deer don't always travel alone. So I started to look to my left to see if there was deer, and I didn't have to look very far because deer was just about where my front tire was. And the deer came by and hit my front tire. And of course, I went straight down on the side, and it looked kind of funny. And it actually looked a bit funnier because I had on some Lycra bike shorts, and they didn't go so well with the sidewalk. So part of my shorts were ripped away. It wasn't totally embarrassing though. But I did tell you that there were some people stopped waiting for the deer. There were a couple of them who came to ask me if I was okay, but they had a very hard time not laughing. So it did tend to be a funny story. I got up okay, and I need to repair a few things on the bicycle, and I didn't get the chance to repair all the clothing, but I was okay. So that's a story about Ann. I you know people look like they're laughing, sort of, but we'll see. Oh. Zoom. Let's share the screen. And from current slide. So in most cases, you don't get to study the whole population. So that's common, so we take samples. We've developed in statistics some language for this. And one of the annoying things about statistics class is we use Greek letters. So the instructor will refer to something on the board and say something in Greek, and oh, it's not a board here. And we have to come up with some various ways of talking about these symbols. So this U kind of thing is called a mu. This O with a hat on it is called a sigma. When we put something raised to a power, it's sigma squared. So maybe I should write these things. So we just call this mu. And we call this sigma. And we call this sigma squared. And we call this X, we say X bar for this symbol. Right. A little different than what a branding symbol might be, but it hasn't been a big source of confusion. So the same sort of thing, the mean, standard deviation, and variance can have, if it's we have the population, we use mu, sigma, sigma squared. If we have a sample, we use X bar, S, S squared, and N. We'll run across that quite a bit in the class, and it'll be an annoyance until you get the Greek notation down. So different types of uses of statistics, descriptive statistics are just that. We use it to describe what we're doing. Say this is a characteristic of this set of data, and a couple of the things there are mean, standard deviation, and variance. But in other words, just characteristics. Inferential statistics are those that we use to help make decisions. To say this is different than that, or I know things this precisely, or I will forecast. Now, what do we have? Sampling a population. What do? We can't often get to every member of a population. Sometimes the members of the population we want aren't even there yet. If we're evaluating a design of a manufactured part, we won't build all that we will possibly build. So we don't even have them yet. Other times, you can't get to members of the population that you're looking at, and here population can be any set of objects that have a characteristic that we want to study. In social sciences, it can actually be a population of people. So sometimes you can't reach or even gain consent for every member of a population for what you want to measure. Two basic methods of sampling are non-probability and probability sampling. One is convenience sampling, whatever data we happen to get. You know, in different, if you ask some questions in front of a church, you might get the different responses than you would in front of a bar, for example. And random sampling, we assume each member has an equal chance of being selected, so we can play probability games. And it takes some work to get a random sample. So 4 common ways of getting a random sample: simple random sampling, systematic sampling, stratified, and cluster sampling. I think I've been talking too long today. So a sample size n is created, small n, that all samples have the same chance in simple random sampling. First, find the desired sample. You might want to come up with 2%. There are some reasons for looking at an actual number. We might have a computer generate random numbers for each identified number in the sample, and then so we can then go through and sample accordingly from each of those random numbered of the numbered set. We now have systematic sampling. So instead of just randomly simple random sampling, getting each numbered one, we randomly get a starting point and then go through a fixed interval. If it's 2%, 1 out of every 50. So every 50th is chosen until we get up to our 350th. So this is a systematic sampling procedure. And a stratified sample, we assume that there are subgroups that exist that we can actually make. You can divide people by their ages or physical characteristics, like there's female. So we work within each group to make sure that each stratum is the same. You could do it with age groups. We commonly talk about baby boomers, Gen Xers, millennials, Gen Zers, and can sample randomly from there as for what users we have, and you know, different kinds of activities appeal to people at different ages, for example. And when we have strata, we have things that aren't necessarily naturally don't, but we have to make it mutually exclusive and exhaustive. Mutually exclusive means it can't, the observation can't be in more than one group, and exhaustive means um, it uh, it contains all our sampling stream. Each one of the strata contains each member. So every member should belong to one and only one. Cluster sampling, like stratified samples, but the cluster is something that exists already. Okay. We have students in classes, those are strata. We have people in counties, in states when we do our observation, and we do our sampling that way. Non-response, this is difficult. It just plain is. If we select a random sample and not all the members respond, we have to make some judgments or make some efforts to try to make some adjustments with that. Most common procedure is to go back and re-ask the non-respondents and see if they're different than the actual group. Scales of measurement. This is something that they often skip in an engineering stats book. We sort of look and teach each characteristic of data type individually without grouping them. But they're useful and commonly taught in social science statistics books. So scales of measurement, how variables are defined, determines how they are, and therefore nominal. Those are name only. Ordinal, we can put things in order, but that order isn't always so useful. Interval, we can do many calculations with them, except we can't multiply and divide reasonably well. And ratio, we can multiply and divide things and it makes sense. Identify nominal, things like your social security number or student ID, and they don't really say anything. So in social sciences, we might treat gender, race, religion, occupation as nominal. Scales, nominal scales allow us to figure out if measurements are the same or different. So nominal property is A is equal to B or it's not. So it's in the category or it isn't. Ordinal scale, the identifiers carry information about the order of the sequence. They don't carry much about the distance between the variables. A, B, C, D doesn't necessarily mean that. Ordinal scale, Likert scale, although we do calculations with them, the order is what's most important there, and things can be grouped. Just mathematically, if A is greater than B and B is greater than A, then A is also greater than C. So we have ordering that's strict. Number of people who can attend a movie, PG, PG-13, Now, what's the next one? R or NC-17. So those categorization are ordinal, although they have some strict numbers. Ordinal characteristics. A rating of something like prime or choice or in foods. And finally, interval scales. We can use interval scales to measure the amount of difference, but there isn't an absolute zero in the scale. The Fahrenheit and Celsius temperature scales are interval scales, and it's kind of hard to come about those in the physical sciences. But there's no known zero on an interval scale, although they do come up. For example, a score on a evaluation test might be an interval scale, but there may not be a true zero available. So there is an absolute zero, and these include income, height, weight, most physical measurements. The temperature scales we use aren't ratio. If you remember from a chemistry or maybe physics class, there was a concept of absolute zero when you use a Rankine or Kelvin scale. So temperature, you have to measure which scales end to be there. This is probably the best table on describing the scales. Nominals are identifiers. Ordinals have a direction of difference. Intervals have equal units between the units, and ratios have an absolute zero. So statistics developed for, let's say, ordinal data can often be used for ratio data because it has all the properties within it. Discrete versus continuous. Now these show up in the books for the people in the physical sciences. Discretes can only be integers, and they're nominal or ordinal. Continuous can have decimals or fractions, and they're on interval and ratio scales. Some books stay away from these terms. More often, in some of the books, we'll use little different terms that are a bit more intuitive. This is often a predictor. And this is response. Or forecast. Variable. Okay, so predictor response, predictor forecast. Independents are the predictors. Dependents are the responses or forecast variables. So sometimes experimental research is in controlled environments. So predictor variables can be manipulated. The dependent values are the responses. So by manipulating the independent variable, we can check to see the effects on the dependent variable. we can use these terms to describe it: independent and dependent. Now they tend to be a little easier to get confused than predictor and response, but it's a good way of thinking about it. Now there's quasi-experimental research, has some but not all the features of experimental science. We still have independent and dependent variables, but we don't have strict control. We have non-experimental research where we don't really have any control or manipulation, just pure observation in its settings. So in here, there can be no independent or dependent variables. So there are extraneous variables that can act a bit like predictors. Now, there is something that people need to understand in review and going through mathematical operations, how to go about what you do. If you have parentheses, you do the operation that's in the parentheses first. And what we would have that then would be challenging if we didn't have the parentheses is an operation like this. So what we would do here to get the correct answer is do what's in the parentheses first. So this is 2 times 4 divided by 2, which is 2. And all of that then is equal to 4. Exponentiation, that's the next order of observations. We do exponentiation before others. So 8 squared is 8 times 8, and that's 64. And then multiplication or division comes before addition. Usually when things are shown this way, we'll go through and do the division first because the numbers are shown adjoining. 2 times 4 divided by 8, which is 0.8, which is 1.6. Addition and subtraction. So you do addition and subtraction after you do division, or that. So we can look through those. Skills from the course, there are some basic algebra stuff, and many of you might want to look that over. Something that shows up here is the capital letter sigma in Greek. And I had one instructor that whenever he wrote a sigma on the board, he would say sum up. Okay. A little Chinese guy named Dr. Pao. Every time he wrote a sigma, he would say sum up. The subscript I next x indicates that there are I values of x. Underneath sigma, it indicates the starting point, where n indicates the ending point. For simplicity, summation of x means we just simply add up all our values. Okay, so sigma x, sum up x, summation of x is we add up the x's. So that's the capital sigma. Now, there are differences between each of these notations. And I guess I can ask, we can go through this with maybe a set of 3 numbers or so. Somebody want to suggest a set of numbers? We can go through these terms to see if they're different. Okay, 3, 5, 2 are our x's. So summation of, well, I guess we should say this will be x1, x2, x3. Summation of x then is equal to 3 plus 5 plus 2 is equal to 10. And now we can also look at the summation of x, a whole quantity squared, is then equal to 3 plus 5 plus 2 squared is equal to 10 squared is equal to 100. And summation of x squared is equal to 3 squared plus 5 squared plus 2 squared. And that's equal to 9 plus 25 plus 2. And that's equal to 36. Oh, that's not a 2 there, that's a 4. So this is now equal to 38. Okay. So differences in notation. Would you want to see this in Excel? What do I have left? I think that's it. Can show you how to do some of these calculations in Excel. Let's just escape. Do I want to keep? And I can start Excel. There's Excel. And make these things a little bigger. Okay. We can take, what did we have? 3, 5, and 2. And we can then have see, can have S, cap X, and we can change our font here to symbol. So many fonts. Symbol. So when you use the symbol font, you get a sigma. And copy that here. And then Control V. And I'll have to change the font again. And there is a notation to raise things to a power with computer stuff. We go with a ℏ2. And okay. And we still have to, if we change this so that we square it afterwards, we'll get different symbol. Okay, so how would we do this? We copy the data here and Control V. What? Oh, undo. This is right click would be copy, and right click paste. And then we actually have a function called AutoSum. So in Excel, there's a command called sum, and it'll sum over a highlighted range. And the symbol here is C2, refers to column C, row 2, and C4 is column C, row 4. And the colon shows that the range covers that interval. So the first number is the upper left-hand corner, and the lower number is the lower right-hand corner, and it sums us up, and it then will automatically add our answer. So we can just call this sum. We can take our original data equals this symbol here, and that's B2, which means it's in column 2, row 2, and we can raise it to a power caret 2, and that gives us a 9. The formatting is starting to look a little ugly here, but we can straighten that all out with this centering command. So we can center that. And what's also nice about Excel is this command here. We can go look at symbols. There's on your keyboard in the upper left, a symbol called a tilde. Undo that. I'll have to look that up. It's when we do that, we get our 9. And their formula is there. And have this fun feature. We can just drag that down. And then we can actually drag our sum over, which might be a little bit too cute. It's probably better to just hit the auto sum. And that results 38 like we had before. Summation of x squared. We have to then just square the sum. So equals the 100 value squared, or the 10 value squared. Okay. So that's a way to get the different value. Help, and in Excel, to make things a little easier to use, we have show formulas. Okay, so in the View tab, show the formula bar. That's this symbol here. Show formulas. Show and hide formula display. Display and hide formula. Control plus the grave symbol. Okay, control grave. Maybe I have to be out of this. Back in here. Control grave. Yeah, so that shows the formulas. So control grave, it's on the upper left-hand portion of the keyboard is the grave symbol underneath the tilde. So hold the control in the grave, and you can switch between the formula view and calculation view. Right, so that's a way to get the calculations done in Excel. And I think that's just about it for today. You do have some homework assignments. They are out of the book, but actually Margaret Ross, who teaches the class, had scanned the pages out of the book in a JPEG format, and they're in Virtual Campus Moodle, where the assignment is. There's also a quiz that has to do with terms involved in this section. So you can get a couple of chances of taking the quiz. Know how to, if you don't get it right away, just make note of what you have to look up. All right, so I think oh, it's not that. I have to hit a escape. Stop share. Okay, so we're done for the evening, and we'll see you next week. And you've got an assignment to work on. Okay.